Game Chat with Bwana, episode 65, coming at you right about now.
Welcome to Game Chat with Bwana, your source for gaming news and reviews. Now, here's Bwana McCall.
This is Game Chat with Bwana. Game Chat with Bwana, episode 65, coming at you live. Today is July 30th, 2012. We're here at live.bwana.tv and at 20... Let's start that over. We're here at live.bwana.
Welcome to Game Chat with Bwana, your source for gaming news and reviews. Now, here's Bwana McCall.
Welcome to Game Chat with Bwana, episode 65. Game Chat with Bwana. We're here at live.bwana.tv and at twitch.tv/Bwana. We do this every Monday night at around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Got it right that time. We're at live.bwana.tv and at twitch.tv/Bwana. I want to thank everybody for coming by. We do this every Monday night. And what we do here at Game Chat with Bwana is that we talk about the last 7 days, the last 7 24-hour periods of gaming news. So we scour various gaming websites across the web and we try to find the best of the best. And you know, we don't always find the best of the best. I get comments on YouTube like, man, Bwana, this news was really stale. Better luck next time. And I'm like, it ain't my fault. Can't always have great news, but we try to find the best that's already out there. And you know, we have these dry spells sometimes, but we still continue to trek on and we'll say, hey, Guild Wars 2 is still coming out next month. Yay. That'll be one of our stories. But you know, sometimes we don't get all the stories. And then you guys come in and you post your stories over at bwana.tv/forums. And you try to augment what I have. You guys can, you know, you're limited to like 2 stories. And towards the end of the show, we go over what you guys have posted. And then after that, we have what's called Title Time. Title Time is when you guys come up with snazzy titles. So we take all the stories that we talked about in the entire show, and then we put them all together into a giant blender, and then you guys just pump out all these witty title names. And then we vote on those title names towards the end of the show, and then whoever wins gets those accolades, those bragging rights, those non-prizes that everybody's so just, everybody wants that for some reason. So welcome to Game Chat 1, episode 65. I hope everybody loves the show. Let's get started, y'all.
Game Chat with Bwana would not be possible without the support of our corporate partners. Twitch.tv, Wirecast, YouTube, and 123 Systems. Thank you all for your support of Game Chat with Bwana.
Yeah, I like that song. For our first story, we're going to talk about Crytek's Warface. Now, if you haven't heard of Crytek's Warface, this is a title that is getting a lot of positive press because it is going to be a free-to-play online first-person shooter, but it's going to be using the famed Crytek engine. And up until this point in past and all times, the Crytek engine has always been known for its visuals, how everything looks and how everything's so crispy clean, and the graphics are so amazing, and you're going to need NASA's computer to run this. Guys, I don't think NASA even has very powerful computers. Instant segue into topic that is not related. Everybody says you must have NASA's computer. I don't think NASA has very powerful machines. Blink. Blink, blink. Okay, back to the topic. But Crytek is going to be building this. It's going to be co-published. Some new news. Co-published by Crytek and Tryon Worlds. And it's going to be available in, it's going to be available in Europe, US, Australia, and New Zealand. New Zealand. So if you haven't seen any footage, this link over at computerandvideogames.com has the E3 B-roll footage. You can look through. It kind of looks kind of stale and rigid. You know how a lot of games look like this in their early stages. So don't be prepared to be blown away. But when they switch to the first-person view and you see some of the animations, you'll recognize some of them from the Crysis series. And you'll also see some nifty weapons. You'll see some very bad gameplay. Yeah, I'm not even that good at first-person shooters, and these guys in that video were terrible. Wow, I couldn't even focus on the graphics and the engine and the fluid movements, and I was like, man, why are they just standing there getting? At one point, I thought he was playing bots because they all like gathered in the doorway, and he just threw a grenade. He's like, okay, there's just standing there. There's like 2 guys or 3 guys with riot shields, and they're standing there. We're gonna stop anybody who tries to come through this door. And the guy's just behind him. He goes, I wonder if this grenade would be perfect in this situation right now. I'm going to pull the pin. I'm going to hold it. Hey, they're still standing there. Throw, and then he kills like 10 people. I'm like, wow. I don't know if that was staged or what, but it looked pretty bad in terms of the gameplay. And I don't call people bad that often, but when you guys watch this, you'll know what I'm talking about. Check it out, guys. This is over on computervideogames.com. They got the details. Crytek's Warfare coming to Europe, US, and Australia, New Zealand. Why didn't they put New Zealand in the title? Racist. Gonna get an army of Kiwis to eat your face. Racist website won't put New Zealand in the title just because it's 2 words. Blink, blink. Check it out, guys. They got the details over there. Now let's shift gears over to Final Fantasy 14. And wow, this game got a really bumpy start. And I have a very popular YouTube video, Final Fantasy 14, because I was one of the few people who reviewed the game and offered a glimmer of hope. A lot of people were like, "Oh, the game's dead. The game's ridiculously bad." I'm like, okay, the game has some good points, but there's a lot of things missing. And I think I gave it a 6. It was one of the most positive 6 out of 10 ratings you'll ever see on the internet. But there was a lot of things wrong with it. So up until, I think it was like 2 months after release, they were trying to go with it, but then they finally realized, excuse me, they finally realized that the game's broken and incomplete, and there's nothing left to do. So the Final Fantasy 2.0 or Final Fantasy 14 2.0 edition initiative pretty much was announced, and the guys over at Square Enix, they decided to rewrite the entire game, basically rewrite the whole thing. So for the past almost full year and some change, it may have been a little bit less than a year, they've been working on this massive update, and they've been introducing incremental patches to get ready for it. And it's almost around that time. I think September timeframe is when the first alpha is going to be released. And this new website has been published, along with a lot of art and a lot of information, called Final Fantasy 14: A Realm Reborn. No longer will it be known as version 2.0. It is now a Realm Reborn. Now, if you haven't seen the screenshots, if you haven't seen the new content, if you haven't seen the new gameplay, do a quick Google search or go back to one of my old shows where we talk about it. All of that pretty much hasn't changed very much. The biggest deal here is that the website's been launched. It's been rebranded. It's no longer known as Final Fantasy 14 2.0, which is the hardest thing in the world to say. It's going to be known as a Realm Reborn. Now, I've looked at this, I've looked at the screenshots, and definitely when it comes out, I'm going to re-up my subscription, because I do have the game, but I'm not paying a subscription. When this comes out, I'm going to re-up my subscription, and I'm going to try it again, and we're going to see how it goes this time around. It looks really good. The screenshots almost look too good. You guys, I don't know if you remember the first time they showed Final Fantasy 13 at, I believe it was at E3. I believe it was at E3, and nobody believed it was gameplay because of how good it looked. Seriously, the game is just dripping awesome visuals everywhere. And everybody was like, no, that's got to be CG. No, that's not. That's not. Because Square Enix is known for their CG. They do a lot of cutscenes, a lot of sequences. But this is, 13 was all in-game, even including the cutscenes were all in-game engine stuff. Well, most of the cutscenes. You could tell the ones which weren't in game because everybody's skin got all smooth and all the pimples just fell off of their face, and they smiled and gold bricks flew out of their mouth, and they were like, "We must save the world." And then they running real smooth. It's like no longer is it like 30 frames. It's like 93,000 frames per second, and everybody's so everything just looks so sparkly when it switches to CG. So you kind of know when that happens. But if you look at the screenshots in this game, they showed some of the character creation moments. They showed some battle screenshots. I think the battle screenshots what got me most excited, because I looked at the skill bar and I looked at the party list and I looked at the monster, and I got like these chills of Final Fantasy XI memories. And a lot of people think this game has to beat Guild Wars 2. A lot of people think this game has to beat World of Warcraft. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. In order for this game to succeed, they've got to convince the Final Fantasy XI players to move to this. There are a lot of Final Fantasy XI players still playing. That game is still very, very active. So their goal in this, I think if they can get the Final Fantasy XI players to move to this, they'll be a success. It's not going to make up all the money they spent because they've essentially had to develop the game twice. So in that regard, they have failed. They're not going to make that up. But in order to sustain what they've done this time, if they can get the Final Fantasy XI players to come back and try it again and actually move from 11 to 14, I think the game is going to actually continue to go. If not longer than about the same amount of period that Final Fantasy XI went. I still have hope for this game. So guys, check it out over on NA if you're in the North America, or you just go to FinalFantasy14.com. You'll see that everything's been rebranded to Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn.
Game Chat with Bwana is recorded live before a worldwide audience every Monday night. You can participate by suggesting news stories. Just register an account in our forums at bwana.tv/forums.
Okay, I think if I didn't talk about this, I would have received some very stern messages in my inbox. Bwana, how dare you not talk about the Planetside 2 beta? It would have been smile faces all over it anyway. You can't even say Planetside 2 without smiling. It's like, Bwana, how dare you not talk about Planetside 2 beta? Planetside 2 beta starting either today or tomorrow. According to a tweet by the guys over there at, I just call them Sony. Over at Sony. I think the tweet, it was in all caps. Here it is. It says, next month or Tuesday, barring any unforeseen circumstances. The closed beta will begin. It's going to be given out in waves. So, if you don't know what Planetside 2 is, it is a sequel to Planetside 1. You probably guessed that much. But this was one of the very, very first. This franchise was one of the very first multiplayer, massively multiplayer online first-person shooters. Now you're like, well, Call of Duty's a multiplayer shooter. What's the difference between that and Planetside? Well, Planetside 2 had persistence, world persistence, similar to that what you see in MMORPGs like EverQuest and Ultima Online and those old MMOs. When it came out, it was revolutionary at the time. They took a chance. And a lot of players really, really liked it. I played it for a while, but I kept getting killed. So I rage quit. Never went back. I ain't scared to admit it. I would log in, I would spawn, and I would get thrown into a choke point and get shot in the face. And I didn't give it the time of day. A lot of people say, oh, you quit too early. I probably did. I was in my 20s. I didn't care. So there you go. Planetside 2. So I haven't gotten to the beta yet. I'm still trying to sort out my account issues with SOE. I still can't change my password. Ever since that whole PlayStation Network fiasco where everybody changed their passwords, I'm stuck in this limbo state where I have to change my password. And then when I try to change my password, it won't let me change my password. It's quite frustrating. So those of you who are going to get into this, and I know a lot of you are, by name, I know some of you are going to get into this. You're going to have fun. Because based on what I've seen with the game so far, it is definitely one of those games that PC gamers worldwide are either going to try or are very, very interested in. Even if you're not interested in shooters, this game looks very, very intriguing. It looks very clean. It looks very high it has a lot of high production value. And you don't typically see that with first-person shooters of the free-to-play genre. I think Blacklight Retribution was one of the few first-person shooters that was free-to-play that had a really high amount of polish. Tribes of Sin is up there, but it doesn't have the amount of polish that Blacklight had. It really looks like they put a lot of time and effort into the title. So Planetside 2 is one of those polished titles. So I think you guys should check it out. If you can get a chance to get in the beta, I think you should definitely check it out. Check it out, guys, here over joystick.com. Got details about the Planetside 2 starting this week. It says next week here because this was posted last week. But starting this week, either today or tomorrow, we will see. Now, if you're a fan of Ubisoft's Uplay, we don't like your face. I'm just joking. Uplay gets a lot of bad press because it's DRM. It's hard to compliment DRM. You know, it's almost like the kid who got everybody in trouble in elementary school who like messed up for you know how sometimes the teachers just make an example out of one kid's like, since Jimmy messed up, nobody will get any ice cream. And everybody looks at Jimmy. That's Uplay. They're that kid in the room that messed it up for everybody. That made no sense. Anyway, Uplay had a really bad day today. Apparently, an exploit has been discovered and subsequently patched already. But it was discovered that it installs a web browser plugin that can be exploited by websites. Now, one of the limitations of this is that I believe you had to actually use the Ubisoft client. If you've ever played one of these games that uses Uplay, they launched like this own separate launcher client thing that you have. You have a whole separate user list and all that stuff. But you had to have browsed the link from that in order for this exploit to work. I didn't care. I turned off the plugin. If you go into Google Chrome, you can go to About Plugins and just turn off the Uplay plugin. You know, Firefox and Internet Explorer probably have similar things where you can turn off plugins. But yeah, this was a very bad thing for Uplay. It's already coming off the bad press where it just stopped working for like 2 or 3 days. I don't know how long it was offline. But players were buying games during the Steam sale. You guys remember that story. They were buying games throughout the Steam sale, and they could not play them because Uplay was down. Not a good time for Uplay. So hopefully they'll get their act together and they won't have any more pie in the face moments like this. Because this thing will install a backdoor that will allow any website to take over your computer. Very bad. It's basically a rootkit. And we don't want that. But there has been a patch. Version 2.04, which came out today. It fixes an addressing browser plugin now only able to open a Uplay application. Apparently the plugin was able to open anything. Check it out, guys. Over on DSO Gaming, they got the details over there. And for our final story, we're going to talk about OUYA. OUYA! This makes me want to do the Macho Man Randy Savage voice, which can really mess up your vocal cords. I don't know how to pronounce it, but when I see it, I think about, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I can't really do it because I don't want to kill my voice, but makes me want to sound mean. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is a very controversial new console that's coming out. Everybody's heard of it. You guys know what we're talking about. This is this thing that is apparently going to support everything and be everything. It's going to support a bunch of free games. It's going to be running Android. You know, all the games are going to be free to play. There's going to be hot dogs and rainbows flying out of the controllers, and you'll be like, I playing games and eating hot dogs. Oh, this is and rainbows will be flying out. And, you know, it's going to be a grand time. That made no sense either. But it's coming under a lot of scrutiny because there's not a lot of actual physical evidence that this thing is actually going to come to fruition. As with anything that's getting a lot of money thrown at it because it promises a lot, you got to approach it with skepticism. So this is a very healthy attitude from the community to do this, to say, hey, all right, let's take a step back, make sure that this thing's actually going to do what it says it's going to do. Now, they've already announced partnership with Twitch TV. It's going to include that. That got me interested because I watch a lot of Twitch TV. It's like I just watch people play games all the time. I don't even watch TV anymore. So that got me interested. So, you know, people are like, oh, it doesn't have any games, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that. Well, today it was announced, actually the 27th it was announced, that the popular streaming gaming service OnLive is coming to OUYA. OnLive is coming to OUYA, and I can't help but think that this is a good thing, because here's an established service, OnLive, which has been out a while, has paying customers, has its own little console device, has titles, has everything going for it in a semi-positive way. OnLive is nowhere near dead. So bringing that to this console will reassure a lot of people that there will at least be OnLive on here. If the other things kind of really stink and be bad, at least I'll have this OnLive box, which can also do Twitch TV stuff. Really, really cool. Now this apparently is going to be available at launch. So I really think that I can't find anything negative about this. I think this is exactly what this OUYA console needed. It's a shot in the arm. It's that thing that reassures investors, people who have backed them. This is their Kickstarter page that I'm looking at. People who have backed them, they really believe that, I really believe that this is the thing that they needed. So check it out, guys. This is on the Kickstarter page. OUYA gets OnLive support. Hopefully it'll help people be a little bit less skeptical. And that concludes all the stories I have for today. We're going to move on to user-submitted stories, where you guys have submitted stories over here on Bwana.tv/forums.
Do you love Game Chat? Are you looking for a way to show your appreciation? Become a Bwana.tv premium subscriber. Check out the details at Bwana.tv/donate.
Okay. Let's move on to our next stories, our user-submitted stories. You can head over to Bwana.tv/forums and sign up if you wish to. If not, then don't. All right, we're going to go through these fairly quickly. Let's see. Emrandale has a couple stories. The Argon update. Okay, let's talk about this briefly. The Argon Queen update. This is going to be bringing new raids and dungeons and more to Terra. If you haven't heard about this update, it's going to be bringing Battlegrounds. It's going to be new items. Not items. It's going to be new dungeons. It's going to be new in-game stuff. New raids. I believe the K-Terra, the Korean Terra, from this MMORPG, I believe they've already gotten this a while ago. We're going to be getting it. I don't know if Europe's going to be getting it. Because I know personally, Emrandale told me that, you know, he stopped playing because the EU updates were really late. And this, I think, Frogster or Frog something was in charge of it. And they kept messing up the updates. And the updates were like months late. So it was kind of frustrating for them. But the Argon update is going to be coming. Thanks for that story. So we're going to actually read this next one. The industry execs conclude that gamers like free games. Okay. I want to know. What's it talking about, man? I want to know who contacted this industry execs and told them this secret. I want to know you. I want to know who did this, because you traitor. How in the world could you let them know this? We should revoke your Gamer Pass right now. Right now. You should not be able to play any more games anymore because you told these guys our secret. The latest declaration regarding the validity of the freemium business model comes to us from MCV. It turns out free is the price point people want to pay for games. You don't say! Nashak goes on to say the freemium raises the quality bar by virtue of putting power in the hands of the consumer. If you're not hooking people in, you can't monetize. You don't say! BioWare Mythic's Eugene Evans agrees. He says that the model has its roots in the game's rental business. For me, that really didn't start when I saw the retail Blockbuster started renting out games. I'm convinced that probably what is that sentence doing with its face? I'm convinced that probably put some studios out of business. Okay. Evans explains, there were a lot of people who complained about rentals at this time, but there were often people whose products were just bad. Oh, you... we're just going to leave that one alone. So yeah, apparently we like free games. Who let the cat out of the bag and told them our secret? Thanks for that story, Emmerdale. Let's move on. All right, Kados. Let's see. Secret World free-to-play weekend is this week. If you guys are interested in the Secret World, go check out this story on IGN. You can go to the forums and get the link. The Secret World is an MMORPG surrounded by secret societies. They're going to have another free-to-play weekend this week. And let's go ahead and read this. Baldur's Gate Enhanced Cross-Platform Multiplayer Story. Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition will have cross-platform co-op. And I think this is a kind of a like a reskin or a remake of Baldur's Gate, which is coming to all devices, iPad, Android, Mac, and PC. And you're going to be able to play with other players on those platforms. I think this is really, really cool. According to the Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition site, there will be matchmaking for multiplayer sessions, which will presumably lump characters together based on their level. It's available for pre-purchase now for only $20. It's kind of high. I think $10 would be a good price. But if you've never played Baldur's Gate, man, what were you doing? It's a really good game, guys. So check this out. If you got an iPad, you can play with your friends on the Mac or PC or Android. Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition will be cross-platform. Thanks for the story, kiddos. Moving on to Christian O'Mell. Notch regrets calling genderless character for Steve. This is where Notch basically says the most stupidest things in the world, talking about how he didn't intend on things being gender and everybody's gay in Minecraft. That's what he said. So we're going to go to the next story. Blizzard is not thrilled about Windows 8. I ain't thrilled about Windows 8 as well. Blizzard's Rob Pardo. Where are you going? They got some really nice quotables in here. I don't know if you saw the story where Gabe Newell called Windows 8 OS a catastrophe. I think we actually had that as a user submitted story. Following Gabe Newell's he called it a catastrophe to develop on. And I think that was one of the... Actually, I think that was in that Linux-related article. That's why Steam is really looking towards pushing Linux, I think. Because Windows is going in a terrible direction. So this is someone at Blizzard who wrote on Twitter. He says that I think Windows 8 is a catastrophe for everyone in the PC space. And he says not awesome for Blizzard either. This is what he added to that quote. So apparently two huge influences... I'm not going to say companies, but two huge influences to PC gaming have given Windows 8 the thumbs down. Okay, let's look at what these two companies don't like. We already know that Gabe doesn't like Xbox Live. He's gone on record to say that the whole process of getting games in and patches and updates is a catastrophe as well. He doesn't like Xbox Live. We know that Windows 8 is going to be doing more tight integration with Windows games. On I'm not going to say gaming for Windows because it's different, but with Xbox Live. We also know that Blizzard does not currently do anything with Xbox Live. So I got to think it might be related to that. I'm going to go ahead and assume that it has to do with that. I haven't played any games on Windows 8 yet. I installed it on one of my older laptops and I just played with it a little bit, got frustrated by the tiles, tried to learn them. Kind of learned them, and then I found out how to get the old interface back and went with that. But eventually I'll learn it. I learned everything, so I'll learn it. But here's some more quotes from Gabe. I think he said, we want to make it easy as possible for the 2,500 games to run on Linux as well as hedging strategy. I think Windows 8 is a catastrophe. That's what I was talking about earlier. For everyone in the PC space, I think we'll lose some of the top tier PC OEMs who will exit the market. This is not good. I think margins will be destroyed for a bunch of people. If that's true, then it will be good to have alternatives to hedge against that eventuality. And this is one, like I said, this is one of the reasons why he's looking at going to Linux. So Blizzard has not gone beyond that tweet, but I gotta imagine that they're probably going to be saying more. So keep your copies of Windows 7. Keep them handy. If you upgrade your PC, make sure you have a licensed copy of Windows 7 somewhere. Because you might have to, when you buy a new PC and it comes with Windows 8, you might have to wipe that guy and put Windows 7 back on there. You can go back to Windows XP if you're feeling really just crazy. I'm just feeling crazy. I'm going to play with Windows XP. But check it out, guys. Gamefront.com. They got the details. Thanks for the story. Christian Maurice says that, okay, GTA 3 is being remade by fans and it looks great. Go check out the story on Kotaku to get more info on that. Capcom profits up 290%, Dragon Dogma to be a series. So Capcom was having some troublesome quarters previous years, and now their profits are up 290%. And I think they can't be happy enough about it because Dragon's Dogma shipped 1 million copies and pretty much has got the franchise tag slapped on his forehead. Like, whoosh, you're now a franchise. So we're going to be seeing a lot more Dragon's Dogma. You guys bought it. You apparently liked it. So Capcom's going to be making more stuff about that. They said Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City moved 450,000 units as well. So congratulations to Capcom making money. Something that's very, not very hard. I mean, not very easy to do in this gaming industry. All right. Atherrock says Dawnguard PC info coming later this week. Now, this is the Skyrim expansion, if I'm not mistaken. Info is coming later this week. So we've been kind of left in the dark about the Skyrim expansion on PC. The PC and the PS3 are kind of like, okay, when are we going to get it? When are we going to get it? When are we going to get it? So apparently later this week, we'll be getting some info. I don't know what that info is going to be, but they left it kind of vague. So that's what that story is about. Okay, let's look at this Galaxy on Fire game. I believe this is an iOS game. Yes, it is. iOS, Android game. Did they put on Android? Yeah. iPad, iPhone, iPod Touch, and Mac. It is on Mac OS X. It's a very popular space simulation game. And I had never played it before. I'm kind of shocked that I haven't played this yet, because it sounds like my cup of tea, and I have not played it. But it is coming to PC with full voices in English and German. The CEO of Fish Labs Entertainment basically has a nice quote here. The PC release of Galaxy on Fire 2 Full HD is a very special occasion for us. Many members of our team played timeless sci-fi classics on PC as teenagers, and for this reason we're extremely thrilled to make our flagship on iOS and Android available on this platform. With Bit Composer at our side, we had a very competent and experienced partner on board for equally. It's coming to PC, guys. You should check it out if you haven't played it on your mobile devices or on Mac OS X. So thanks for that story, Atherox. And refresh. We got a spoiler here if you have not known that GSL Season Code S and GSTL Season Finals. We have spoilers in the link. Seed won GSL Code S and GSTL FXO won that. So if you guys are following StarCraft, those guys, congratulations to winning those contests. They're probably well paid. These contests give people lots and lots of money. So congratulations to those guys. I have not even seen Seed even play. So that's kind of cool that he won GSL Code S. It's a very big tournament. Usually lots of money involved. Thanks for that, Sir Soapy. Okay, SOA delays Planetside 2 beta, files Reign of Fear trademark. Oh, shoot. That's bad. Had planned for today and tomorrow, but we have some stuff we need to make sure is awesome. The team is working like crazy, but we need to polish some stuff and test it before they let in a massive number of people. They didn't actually give a date, so I guess we're going to be waiting. So you can just forget that story I talked about earlier about Planetside 2. Beta coming either today or tomorrow. Is getting delayed yet again. So, oh well. We can wait. Too many games, right? We got a lot of other stuff we can play. We playing Path of Exile that just came off a free weekend. We're playing Tribes. We're playing Blacklight Retribution. All these free games that are there you can try if you guys haven't played them. There's a lot of console games you can play. Castle Story is made over 3 times its target and still almost a month to go. This looks like a Kickstarter for some game. A voxel-based creative strategy game by building castles brick by brick and defending them against enemies. So they have made their goal of 80,000 and they still got 26 days to go. This Kickstarter thing is really taking off for a lot of gaming companies. I'm glad to see that even if you don't like the type of games that are coming out on it, it's a great way for indie studios to get funded and not have to rely on publishers. They're taking the publishers out of the equation, guys. And that's going to be dangerous for them. So thanks for KD Studios for that story. All right. And that concludes all of our stories. Guess what time it is, y'all? Guess what time it is? No, that's not what time it is. That's what time it is. It's title time. Title time is when you guys come up with snazzy titles. Post them in the show chat. In the game chat with Bwana. Post them in the chat. We'll vote on the best ones. And the top 3 will be, top 3 or 4 will be posted in a little text file thing here. And we'll vote, and you'll win. Let's go. Go. Go, go. go, go. Okay, lots of titles flowing in. Let's start at the top. 6 million, I didn't ask for this. Prepare to side with your planet. You hack, you play. Blizzard and Valve close their windows. You play Planetside 2 next Monday or Tuesday. Not. Planetside 2 beta next week. Oh wait. Online confirmed for OUYA. Oh yeah? Warface making the world cry. Breaking news, gamers like free games. Blizzard and Valve agrees, Windows 8 looks bad. Oh, you know, I think this will be good. Windows 8 makes your Warface. Oh, wait. Sony delayed the Precious thing. Breaking news, Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 14 is out. Oh, wait. It's a lot of oh waits tonight, guys. Planetside 2 is my Final Fantasy. Windows 8, not for Blizzard and Valve as Planetside 2 beta continues to float around. Diablo Auction House now available on iOS. What? That's not a title. I didn't even talk about that. Alright, let's pick some titles. Wait, do I have this on the highest? There we go. Big font. Huge font. Okay. Alright, there's the third one. Alright, we got 3 titles to vote on. Am I doing the poll? I'll be doing it. Let's see, poll create. Oh, okay, he's here. So we're going to be voting on these guys. Go ahead and post a number once he starts the poll of the title you wish to be included. Or to be the show's title. Number 1 is prepare to side with your planet. Number 2 is Blizzard and Valve close their windows. And number 3, oh yeah, we like free games. Check it out, guys. Vote in the chat by typing the number and nothing else. Nothing else after the number. You can only vote once. You can only vote once. That do it. Yay! 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 Okay, looking like a tight race. 10 more seconds. 10 more seconds. 10 more, 10 more, 10 more, 10 more seconds. Poll stop. And the winner is that was a lot. I thought it was closer than that. The winner is 3. Congratulations, Big MacBook. Oh yeah, we like free games. That's the title time for episode 65 Game Chat with Bwana. And Big MacBook, you don't win any physical prizes. I'm not gonna give you any more stuff because you won like every contest we've ever had. But no, we're gonna give you those things called them bragging rights, them Game Chat with Bwana accolades that make you want to smile when you wake up in the morning. Even though your mom and dad maybe cook some bacon in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, you got bacon and eggs waiting by your bed. Ooh, bacon. But you're like, this bacon's good, Mom. This bacon's great. But it's just not quite there. And they go, Well, Big MacBook. They call you Big MacBook. Well, Big MacBook. What would make it even better? Game Chat with Bwana accolades. They were like, oh, you're right. You're right. Right now, I'm going to go to Game Chat with Bwana, and I'm going to get the best title, and you're going to have Game Chat with Bwana accolades next to your bacon and eggs, and it's going to be the best day ever. You're going to go, thanks, Mom. And it's going to be Game Chat with Bwana bacon and eggs for the win. Because them accolades are something serious. Congratulations, Big MacBook. You don't win any physical prizes, but them Game Chat with Bwana accolades are something outstanding. Congratulations, man. And that concludes Game Chat with Bwana episode 65. I want to thank everybody for coming by tonight. We're here at live.bwana.tv and at twitch.tv/Bwana. We do this every Monday night at 6 p.m. You may have noticed the show is a little bit shorter. Yeah, we're going for more of an abridged approach. We're trying to keep it under 40 minutes, so I apologize if you guys were expecting a whole 20,000 hours of game chatness. But we're going with a more of a abridged approach. We're going through the stories a little bit faster, just to give you guys a bit, like a jolt of news. Come by our channel, twitch.tv/Bwana, and we play games, as well as other things. Also, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Bwana, or twitter.com/BwanaLive if you wish to be notified when I go live. I'm on Google Plus at Bwana McCall. You can just look for my name there. I'll pop up. We got a subreddit at r/Bwana.tv. Go to our forums at Bwana.tv/forums. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/IOBuffer. Just media pouring out every pore of my body. It's just like, here's a video, here's a post, and here's a tweet. Just media everywhere. So thanks everybody for coming by. I appreciate all the support. All of our cakeys. We are definitely having our giveaway soon for July. Even though it's the end of the month, it might be in August. So we're going to be having our giveaway for our premium users. Our cakeys, they're eligible for a $60 giveaway PayPal prize every month. We're going to be having that very, very shortly. I want to thank all those guys for donating $5 a month. They get a lot of cool things. And on top of that, eligibility of that prize. So thank all the people who support me. You guys are awesome. Give me your hard-earned cake money to get virtual cake next to your name. It just makes me want to cry. All right, that's Game Chat with Bwana, episode 65. And thanks everybody for coming by. I will see you all next time. Take care. Have a great day.